is more than $87,000 a year. Though in recent years, the school has made efforts to offer more grants and fewer loans as part of its financial aid packages.
So we met their demonstrated need with $39,531 of grant assistance.
Some debt is okay. A little skin in the game is not the end of the world. What we can't have is people have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars of student debt. That's not okay. But the nonprofit sector in higher education is getting much better about being transparent about what debt is, and then making sure students and families make good choices.
Still, more than 40 million Americans have student loan debt, with 3.5 million owing more than $100,000. The average interest on that debt is nearly 7%.
Guys, it's 2024, but the data they just demonstrated, they just presented, it was based on data from 2023. That's why you guys saw that, okay?
Needs to be told.
People are being crushed by the immense weight of this debt, but once it's relieved, they can go on to do all sorts of things.
How often do you think about what you don't have to pay in student loans?
Almost every day.
Freddie Williams Jr. was back on campus last month for the 5-year reunion of that lucky class. The 26-year-old software engineer says instead of paying back a mountain of debt...
Anyway, so guys, once again, it's June 16, 2024. That's the reason why I thought everyone was a college student at Howard University. You know, there were folks who looked like that, all right? I want you guys to understand that.
Have to continue to get back capacity.
When they said that I should have known that there were only gangsters on campus at Howard University, that just did not make sense to me. Because everyone at Howard University looked very similar to that, very hip-hop oriented, or were friends with people, the predominance of people who dressed hip-hop oriented or looked hip-hop oriented. So when these white folks, these white agents said that I had reasons to believe that some of these folks had ill intent and that my audit job was going to be dangerous, what dangerous? What beef? I run Interpol and I run the CIA. There's no beef between me and any any black American or African American, or whether of Caribbean heritage or traditional African American heritage. No, just stop with that silly stuff. You guys have to know that you guys are being knocked out, okay? Because I'm providing the truth and nothing else. It's not about cleverness. It's not about speediness. It's about the truth aided by your ability to be able to articulate the truth. With that ever, getting to the point of believing the truth is whatever you say the truth is or whatever you believe the truth is. Okay, so that has a lot to do with lawyering and being an attorney or prosecutorial agent or things of that matter. But that's in general. That applies across the board, laymen and professionals alike. Okay, so but anyway. I'm gonna have to close this door. I'm still covering up the full people. We've had our simulations and so forth. It allows people to purport walking into higher dimensions. You go to certain government facilities and so forth, and you can walk into what is purported. Honestly, it's not higher dimensions. It's only what is purported to be higher dimensions. From a higher universe or in between and so forth. I've allowed people to step into these quote-unquote doors or stargates, and they are not real because we don't trust people naturally to be able to respect the sovereignty and the nominal laws and customs of that particular dimension and so forth. We test humanity. We test governments, and they always fail the test, so we know that people have to earn their way into being able to get into heaven, the higher dimension of immortality and this and that. I want you guys to know that. Don't ever be fooled ever again. You guys are not going to invade any higher dimension to tell them that you guys want independence and sovereignty, and you guys want sovereignty of people, to be able to stay amongst themselves, sovereignty of the races. No. There's demographic sovereignty of each race, ethnicity, cultural group, this and that. A social sovereignty implied, but there's no sort of legal sovereignty. There's no case or argument that allows people to not mix, to not intermingle. There's no argument to that that's constitutional in nature or in effect. Okay? So you can make, it's your own decision whether or not you date outside your race or outside your religion and this, but you don't get in the way of another person applying their right to be able to do so. And it's a natural right, but even more so, it's an intellectual and scrutinized right that has been proven competent, progressive, and necessary. The right to be able to date whoever you want to date, whether it's outside your race, outside your ethnicity, culture, and this and that. All right? I want you guys to know that. Don't send any emails to me or replicate email accounts of mine purporting that I agree with a lot of racist stuff. Well, I agree with very primitive stuff that's just appropriate for modern or contemporary times. I don't have a lot of time to focus on that because I'm too busy. Not because of any other reason. I'm not expiring. I'm not dying. My soul is certainly not expiring. My soul is the biggest soul in the universe. It stretches 3 dimensions, in all honesty. It's backup, it's insurance, everything. It's weight within the computer, a registration of my respective soul. I am God. I really am God. And that's not the reason why I'm God, but that comes with being God. I am a million years older than everyone else in this universe and the higher universe, my home universe, in all honesty, because I was born in the original galaxy cluster in the supreme universe, the elder universe, over 1,500,000 years ago, before it evolved into an independent galaxy that progressed when life emanated out of my original being. And then I turned it into a nominal universe many thousands of years ago, a long time ago, with the original material, billions of years old material, matter and material, having been made orderly and functional into an independent and sovereign and orderly and competent universe. But anyway, that's top secret, temporarily declassified, considering what we're approaching regarding NATO and Russia and Manhattan and Moscow specifically. But what I'm telling you guys is honestly the truth, and you don't have to believe it. But if you're going to work for the Central Intelligence Agency, you're going to have to know that this is a fact. Okay? You don't have to believe that it's a fact, and you can no longer work for the Central Intelligence Agency, or you can just follow the procedure and act as if you believe that's a fact. That's okay. But what is important is you follow the law and you follow the procedures. And that's how you stay safe. You don't apply your belief to procedures. You don't apply your belief to laws. Okay? To the employment or application of laws. You don't do so. Anyone. But what else do I have? Yeah, so I'm going to write a work paper today, and it's going to be on legal and political tenets of Article 11 of the Universal Declaration. And when I say this, and I have Matt Damon walk across the room, I have him walk across the room, and you guys try to figure out, is Matt Damon the one saying that, logging into this higher universal dummy or robot or whatever the hell they are? No. That's enough. You guys are not going to believe any of that nonsense anymore. This is Matt, I want you to know this, okay? Don't send me any emails saying that I have to say this or this. When I say it, I have to tell you guys right away. I don't listen to anything that you guys say, but I'm very considerate. So sometimes when I do say what you guys request in a cordial conversation and so forth, and if it's wrong to say, I make you guys shameful to hear me say that this is clearly wrong to say. Why did you ask me to say that? But most times I'm just not going to say it at all. But if I need to make a point that I might say it, then I might then just slap you guys with what I'm about to say, things of that nature. Matt Damon, when you look at the movie AI, Artificial Intelligence, and you see that the robot is white, the human, not the artificial intelligence, black beings, which is what we look like, the majority, the totality of heaven, the high universe, that's what everyone looks like. Matt Damon, you are not from the higher universe. You're just not. I'm speaking to the famous actor who played Jason Bourne. You are not from the higher universe. Okay? And I'm not speaking to myself, Matt Damon. Stop. And Brad Pitt is not speaking to me when he called you last. Okay, I'm not even going to speak in that. Okay? So don't ask me to sound schizophrenic or anything. I'm going to damage you guys' mind. No more Jason Bourne's movies. That's the last one. That's it. No more. I'm not serious about making Jason Bourne the most lucrative or successful movie series ever, to any detriment of mine. And it's dead. It's dead. It's come to an end. But anyway, Matt, you are not from the higher universe. Zoe Saldana is not from the higher universe, and she's not hiding any secret from me. I am God. She is my wife. She was my original daughter. All of the angels, they are our children. The 3,000 daughters that who have my royal children, they are my 3,000 original daughters. They are my 3,000 original daughters, and Zoe is genetically their mother. Okay? Zoe did not give 3,000 births, but I used the DNA. I created her first, and then I used the DNA in creating my 3,000 daughters, meaning their immortal body in the second dimension, the blue immortal bodies. I used the DNA as the maternal DNA with my paternal DNA to create my 3,000 daughters. And then I've had, relationships with my 3,000 daughters, my angels, to bear me, the 10,000 children that I have. And the sex is I'm the only person who actually has sperms and semen in heaven, in the second dimension. And I'm the only person who's allowed to have children. And there was a cap in 10,000 for the most part. So I have 10,000, royal children in heaven, and they're all operatives. They train hard, so when they dream into the world, when I bring them into this world to help me run the government here on Earth toward the next paradigm and so forth. We've been doing this for 10,000 years, in all honesty. Okay? But